Okay, everybody. Welcome to All Too Real 2.
Genie, Genie.
Who are you?
I'm the genie of the lamp.
Okay. Anyways, folks. Continuing with our little Aladdin month here.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it is, or our little magic carpet ride into the land of Aladdin. Today we're going to be covering the 1986 film Superfantagenio, aka Aladdin, starring Bud Spencer.
Yeah.
Yes, that Bud Spencer.
That Bud Spencer.
Yeah,
that
not the other Bud Spencer.
No. Quite possibly the best movie we've ever seen, I think.
I think in all the movies we've watched on this show, this is one of them.
One of the movies we've watched.
Yes,
yeah.
This is one of them.
Man, that theme song, though, that dance pop
80s
that really makes you think of Aladdin.
Miami beat.
Yeah.
Genie, Genie, who are you? My favorite song ever.
It is a good song.
I need to download it as my ringtone.
Yeah,
I'm
me
telling
too.
you. Yeah. Okay, so folks, just to let you know, as we record this movie in its entirety is for free on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So just look it up. Type in Aladdin 1986 and you'll find it. That's what I did. Yep. Yep, that's what I did.
That's what you did.
And then I made Matt watch it with me. And you had the greatest night of your life, right?
Oh, it was good.
Yep.
It's still better because now we get to talk about it. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, what better way to spend a Saturday night?
Yeah. Fuck going to concerts or clubs or anything like that. No.
Yep.
We've got club music from the 80s to listen to while Genie grants this kid named Aladdin.
Yes. That's right. Aladdin. Aladdin. Good old Aladdin. Who has a Swedish mom. He's got really dark hair. He talks like he's from Brooklyn, and he has a grandfather who's supposedly the dad of his mom, who doesn't have an accent, but she has an accent.
Yeah, for some reason.
And his grandpa talks like, "Hey Al, let's go to the good." Yeah,
like really play up the goofy grandpa role, like the like 11, like just
yes,
to its utmost extreme. By the way, he's a gambling addict and also drinks too much as well. So he's got those two vices going on.
He's an alcoholic and a gambling addict.
Loses all of his money, pension money. They didn't say what he did for a job to get a pension.
No,
which would have been interesting, but
yeah, I'm just assuming he did a job where it was okay if you talked like, "Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the grandpa." Yep. Mm-hmm. You want to drink something?
God. So you want to walk us through the beginning?
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
Okay, so all right, I'm going to take a deep breath here. Dive right into this. Okay, the story revolves around this teenage boy that we talked about named Aladdin. This is from Wikipedia, by the way. I'm just going to source where I'm getting the plot from, okay? Even though I did watch the movie. So he's living with his widowed mother, Janet. I don't remember them ever saying that in the movie, but I guess her name is Janet. And his grandfather, Jeremiah. And in Miami, Florida, and this is in present day at the time, 1986, And we know they're in Miami because throughout the movie, half the cast is wearing T-shirts that say Miami on it in some way or another. Anyways, like Miami Dolphins shirts and different things of that nature, because, you know, we can't forget we're in Miami.
We're in Miami, guys.
Yes.
That's what we're at, Miami.
Just letting you know.
I think at one point they even say we're in Miami.
Yes.
Like,
but they're actually in the suburb of Miami.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, so anyways, Al's mom, she works in a nightclub for Monty Suracosa. I don't know where they came up with these fucking names. Anyways, he's a local mobster who runs a citywide protection racket. You know, if you don't know what a protection racket is, that's where they go around and they make you pay to be protected by the mob so nobody hurts you or whatever.
And if you don't pay them, then they hurt you. So.
Yeah, so...
Protection from themselves.
Yeah, basically. And so Al works part-time in an antique shop for, you know, called Tony Buys It.
Yep, Tony buys it.
Yeah, and guess who owns it?
Tony.
Yes, a guy named Tony.
And can we get a more stereotypical character named Tony who's just screaming all the time, hollering about
in a Brooklyn accent again.
Again, in Miami.
Everybody in Miami has a Brooklyn accent.
Maybe they all were from Brooklyn originally and they all moved there. But
yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people migrated from the north to Miami.
I
and
guess.
I've never been to Miami. I've been to Florida, though, and I don't remember too many people with Brooklyn accents in Florida.
I don't know.
But anyways, Al's boss, Tony, brings home a bunch of crap from a fisherman that he paid like $5 for or something.
And he kept saying, it hurts me to pay you, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Like he was just going to take it or something.
It's like, you assholes.
Yeah. He's a fucking mooch. Anyways, he, one of the things that he brings home is a lamp. Guess what, guys? It's Aladdin's lamp.
Yeah.
Guess who's inside of it?
A genie?
Guess who plays the genie?
Bud Spencer?
Yes.
Oh, see, I forgot at one point, because at one point he had a hat that says, I'm the genie, because I forgot
that he was the genie.
Yeah, I forgot. So when he wore that hat, I'm like, oh, I remember he's the genie, because I forgot when he was making himself disappear and appear at will and make money appear,
I'm
joking. And then allow a card to float with some of the best green screen graphics I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. It was right up there, you know. I mean... The special effects in, like, you know, Avatar have nothing on this. Nope, nothing. Anyways, so anyways, Al's cleaning up the shit that the guy got from the fisherman, and one of the things is the lamp. He starts rubbing the lamp, and guess what happens? The genie appears in the form of Bud Spencer. Bud Spencer, the Italian actor, swimmer, water polo player, and one-time politician.
Wow.
Who sadly passed away June 27th of 2016.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was born Carlo Pedrosoli, and he's an Italian person. And yeah, like I said, he did try to run for politics. He lost, but he ran for office in Italy.
What party?
He was part of the Forza Italia party, which was a center right political party.
I knew it.
In Italy, with liberal, conservative, Christian democratic, and liberal social democratic and populist tendencies.
What does that even mean? That's like,
I don't know. I think it's pretty much middle of the road. It seems like it. Yeah.
His character seemed very middle of the road because he's like, I'm the genie and just say what you want. And,
yeah.
And you got
the party no longer exists, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The party was founded in 1994 and dissolved in 2009.
Oh, well.
So.
Oh, well.
Had a good 15-year run there. Yeah. Anyways, but, yeah, Bud, as the genie appears. And, the kid's shocked, blah, 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 your typical Aladdin bullshit. And, my head hurts, Matt.
You want me to jump in and help you out?
If you want, yeah, if you'd like to.
All right, so from there, he doesn't believe that he's a genie, so he tells him, he'll make me disappear. So he says, okay, disappear. So then he becomes invisible. And then he says, make me visible. So then he says, become visible. So then and they do this for like 5 different times. There's another problem with this movie is overextending scenes that really could end about 3 or 4 times before they do.
I mean, I'm not going to blame this movie fully on that because that just tended to be a tendency of the 80s.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I mean, like we're more prone to 2018 editing where scenes don't last as long, and,
right?
But yeah, we do want to point out though at this point, the genie tells him that he has to say, I want this before something happens, yet then proceeds to just say the thing and doesn't say, I want this before it, and it happens. And then later he says, you need to say, I want this, or it's not going to happen.
Right. So he says visible, invisible, and then he does it. And then later on, he goes to the beach where this guy is that's dating this girl that he likes, and he goes, I want to go waste, can I waste these guys? And he goes, go ahead, or nothing's stopping you, or whatever.
What you want, or whatever.
So then he tries to fight him, and then they kick the shit out of him. And he comes back, and it's like, what the hell happened? I said, he goes, I was specific. You gotta say what you want. Okay, so, when you say the word invisible, visible, that's fine, but when these kids are kicking the shit out of him, suddenly now the rules matter, like...
Yeah.
So then he says, I want to kick the shit out of him. Well, he didn't say that, but... And then he beats... And by the way, it reminded me of, like, Karate Kid. It's on the beach, and they're doing all these karate stuff at the beach.
Yeah, and the kid sounds like he's from New York. He's an Italian-looking kid from,
So there's so much...
He's a little, Daniel Russo wannabe.
Right. But no one will ever be Daniel Russo.
Yeah.
So does that help you out a little bit?
Yeah, and so basically then, okay, he wishes for a car like the rock stars drive. What's that one called? A Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because, when I think rock stars, I think Rolls Royce. And just to let you know, the people of Rolls Royce, if you would like to sponsor this podcast, you can contact me, Mike at cullenpark.com. I'd be more than happy to talk about the luxury of the Rolls Royce, if you just give me one.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because then I could party like a rock star.
Yes.
Party like a rock star.
A rock star.
Party like a rock star.
A rock star.
Anyways, so the yeah, it was something his late father had always dreamed of, supposedly, the friggin' Rolls Royce. Anyways,
oh yeah, that's right.
He begins to view the genie as a friend. You get some, Rolls Royce flying in the air bullshit, with great blue screen. God, I hate this movie.
Because the bridge was, the drawbridge was, what you call it?
The drawbridge was up.
You couldn't fly. I mean, you couldn't fly. Couldn't drive.
You couldn't drive over it, so you had to fly over.
And don't forget though that while they're flying, some guys are pushing the guy off a building.
And then all of a sudden, they stop the guy in midair and have a conversation with him that lasts way too long.
For like 3 minutes, he's just in the air explaining his whole life story, and then they finally let him in the car. Yeah.
Everybody watched this movie. Oh, and I just want to mention this was distributed by Canon Films, who were known for, greats like Masters of the Universe and did so many other greats like Revenge of the Ninja, Enter the Ninja.
Doesn't even make any sense. Enter the Ninja.
Breakin' and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yes. The Last American Virgin. Missing in Action with Chuck Norris, which was like a Rambo knockoff series that they made like 45 films of or something. Not really. Probably like 3. But anyways, they if you ever get a chance, there is I will tell you this, probably one of the greatest documentaries I've ever seen. It's called Electric Boogaloo: The Wild Untold Story of Canon Films. It is amazing. I highly recommend it. Came out in like 2014. Yeah, go watch that. If you want to watch this movie, go ahead. It's for free. But I do recommend looking up the Electric Boogaloo documentary. Anyways, yeah, so the genie and his powers, however, really begin to draw in trouble. Patricia, the girl that he likes, he at one point wishes for a cool necklace to give to her, and gives her some ugly puka shell necklace. And
it looks terrible.
And then her police sergeant father. By the way, Patricia is played by the daughter of Bud Spencer.
Yeah.
So that's weird. Anyways, but that's the girl that Al is in love with. Anyways,
and then he gives her a shitty necklace that looks like shit.
But she loved it, and then he wished for her to, basically in a I don't know. Luckily, it didn't go any further, but she kissed him on the cheek after he wished it to the genie.
Yeah, I wrote this down, a Me Too faux pas. So Al gives his crush a shitty necklace and thinks he's owed a kiss because of it. And when she says no, he has the genie hypnotize her to give him a hug and peck on the cheek.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's awesome, I guess. But
yeah, I guess it could have been worse.
It could have been, but still kind of creepy.
So
Al Haddon for you, though. So.
Yeah. But everybody's freaking out about the Rolls Royce being there and shit like that. The cops, Patricia's dad is Sergeant O'Connor, who's a police sergeant, obviously, and he's got it out for Al. Thinks Al's a poor losing bastard, and at one point, Al is kidnapped.
This movie goes in so many weird directions.
I don't know where this came from.
And it ended right there. There's no follow up. It was just
randomly at one point in the middle of this movie. This was a movie, right?
For no reason, too.
For no reason. Al's just walking down the street. A van pulls up, and these people take him. I don't think there's any relation between these people and the mobster that his mom's working for. It's just a completely random subplot. I mean, like this film is very I don't know. It's like it could have been a TV series, and like these are different episodes of the
That's
TV
what it
series.
is. It's choppy. It just goes from one subplot to the other. I mean, like halfway, like the first 30 minutes is pretty solid on the one story. And then, like minute 40, it just starts getting into the police chief thinks that he's a robot. It's been created by the enemy and all this weird shit.
And then, randomly you're being kidnapped and we're in an episode of Highway to Heaven or something. Right. I don't know what the fuck that was. But anyways,
and it was a child sex trafficking ring.
Basically.
That's what it was.
And so he runs into some friend of his who is quite possibly the greatest actor I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. He's like, I'm so worried, Al. I have no emotion.
He's so scared about
I'm scared because I am kidnapped. Anyways, the genie comes there. He was in jail at that point too. I'm sorry, I forgot about that because he was driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
Yeah, that's right.
And
he wasn't drunk at that point.
No,
that was
that's
different.
that. Yeah, and later on he gets arrested for. There's so many freaking.
There's so many.
There's so much in 90 minutes, man.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And but anyways, he yeah. Anyways, they turn the people into pigs and bullshit, and they get away, and all the kids are home safe, and then they're celebrating and eating pizza.
That's it. That's the end of that subplot.
Yeah.
There's no follow up.
Yeah, the dad of the kid owns a pizza parlor, and they eat pizza.
So we just stopped the sex trafficking ring, and that's it. There's
no follow up.
Don't go to the police about it. Don't.
Well, the police are all working for the mobster anyway. So, but
that's right. The same police that were having a car chase with the mob's goons.
Yeah.
Then had a shootout with them, but they're working for him. Okay. There's a lot of holes in these.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break, Matt?
Yeah,
and we'll come back
sure.
and this is like the longest I've ever had to describe the plot. Because there's so much in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But right now we're gonna, take a quick commercial break for some, products and or services of some sort. And, or, whatever, something, I'm gonna just take a break here and drink a caffeine-free Pepsi. Okay, all right, bye. Hi, folks. This is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
manager Matthew Haas.
You got promoted?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Anyways, folks, do you like the show Superstore? Well, I don't know. I asked the folks and nobody's answering me
because they're not here.
Oh,
but we love
damn it! Yeah, we love it though. Okay, folks, if you like it as much as we do, you're really going to like the Super Story podcast, which is a podcast where Matthew and I go episode by episode and give our little opinions and thoughts on it. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
And, so if you like this podcast and like our little crazy banter,
then you should definitely check this out. Or I might get sad. And when I get sad, it gets pretty sad.
Yeah,
so
I can't deal with him when he's sad.
Yeah, no one can really. So
yeah. So check out Super Story Podcast right here where you get this podcast, Super Story Podcast.
Like we don't have to do a whole linear.
Okay, yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
So anyways, so okay, we'll speed through this really quick and then we can talk about the points that we and I hope anybody that, is listening to this, that you watched this wonderful film before you did this. Okay, basically, at one point, the genie gets drunk, gets arrested.
Oh, by the way, he drinks like an entire bowl of beer. Like a huge chip bowl, had matches in it, I think.
Yeah, of beer.
He filled it up with beer and drank it.
After he flirted with some random African-American chick who never appears again in the film.
Yeah, and who reminded him of someone he knew
of Sinbad's girl
back in Damascus 300 years ago. And I'm guessing that's why he got drunk, is because he was sad because it reminded him of her.
And he
again, just like this movie, you think it's going to go somewhere else? No, it just stops there. There's no follow-up.
There's no follow-up
it's
at
just,
all.
Oh, okay. I guess that was his girlfriend or something. And then
I mean, it's like I was expecting him to maybe fall in love.
By
with
the way,
this
this woman was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, she was.
I mean, like wow.
Need to figure out who that was.
That was.
But anyways, So basically, he ends up taking out the bad guys. Yeah. In the end, I'm just going to speed right through this, man. Okay, and basically, what ends up happening is, in the end, Al wishes for the genie to be human while they're flying on a magic carpet,
being chased by helicopters.
Yes, because of the mayor of the town or something, whoever the fuck he is, wants to follow them in helicopters. Because he's tried to dissect. By the way, there was a whole subplot where they tried to.
That's right.
And chloroform and all this other shit didn't put the genie to sleep, but a can of Coca-Cola did.
Just a sip, even.
Yes.
He took one swig of it and just fell down.
But you know what doesn't?
What?
The great taste of caffeine-free Pepsi.
Pepsi, yeah. That does not.
Okay, anyways,
That's right. His skin is of a rubbery substance. He has no blood. 3 stomachs. Why? Who knows?
I don't know.
No reason.
And like a heart the size of Europe or some bullshit. Anyways, so
oh, God.
But anyways, they drop the lamp into what I'm reading here was the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh my God! I thought I heard him say something about Bermuda.
I missed that part in the movie, but that's what the Wikipedia.
Well, I was too busy, trying to hear the genie talk and then having Al Haddon keep going, Yahoo! Yahoo! Like a fucking idiot. Yes. Sorry.
It was right up there with the I can show you the world.
Oh yeah, this scene way better
in the 1992 Aladdin. Yes,
this was way better than that.
Oh yeah, it was.
I would take that Yahoo of a 14-year-old boy, Yahoo, over that song any fucking day. God damn it.
over one of the greatest Disney songs ever written. Anyways,
Yeah.
So you had some points that you wanted to bring up from the plot here before we continue on. What do you have here, Matt?
Okay, well, I just want, the genie made this very clear at one point because he forgot to mention an important aspect of his job, is that he says, I'm like the opposite of Dracula. I don't work nights. Mind you, the last time he was awake was in 1786, and Dracula wasn't even a thing until the 1800s. So I'm not sure how he knew who Dracula was in between those times of being asleep and awakened 200 years later in 1986. But whatever, he's the opposite of Dracula. So
yeah, Dracula was written in 1897.
Okay, so
almost 1900.
So maybe he had a dream of once and knew about Dracula.
Yeah.
So that's a convenient plot point of this movie too, is that all the bad shit happens at night and he can't get any help because he doesn't work nights. So but then he does work nights later on. We'll get to that later. So then Tony, the guy who buys stuff, and Tony buys it, he finds out that Aladdin stole the lamp and wants it back. So then he chases him, or I don't know, he trails him all the way to the pier. How do you say that?
Pier?
Yeah, the pier.
Yeah.
And he slaps him real hard, and then Aladdin punches him in the face real hard. And then you saw a typical response to getting the shit kicked out of you by a teenager would be like, holy shit, I gotta stop fighting. No, not Tony. Tony doesn't think like he's a individualist thinker. His response is, I can't believe you had that much power. Do it again. It's like,
and then he knocks him into the water.
so he punches him into the water. It's like, what kind of weirdo gets knocked down on the ground and thinks, I want to experience that a second time? Tony, who buys it, does. So,
well, obviously he didn't buy it the first time.
well, no, he didn't. He needed a second reassurance.
Yes.
There's more I could talk about. Maybe we could do that in a little bit.
Yeah,
we need to take another break.
Yeah,
this movie's too hard to.
Yeah, I need to like compose myself.
Yeah.
I know it's a quick back here to break, but when we come back, we'll talk more about some different things like that, and then we'll also get some reviews from IMDb of the movie.
Oh God,
which will be fun. Okay,
all right. Bye for now.
Hey folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All Too Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics, and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So it
was a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, so we analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, so sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too real. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, and we're back. I'm enjoying myself a nice little caffeine-free Pepsi. Pepsi, if you would like to sponsor us, you can contact me at mike@cullenpark.com. Anyways, where were we on your list of the greatness of this movie, Aladdin?
Well, we talked about how Tony got beat up by Aladdin and was so surprised at his power that he asked him to hit him again. So he obliged and knocked him into the water. That just shows Tony's personality of someone who does that kind of thing. There was another scene where he keeps trying to get the lamp back, and he's always tracking him, Aladdin down. He finally finds him again. This time, police officers with him, and the genie becomes invisible, and then he returns, this time dressed as a police officer, and he pretends that he's part of the same precinct as the other officer, and just tells El Hedden, hey, just pay the guy, give him some money. So he gives him $100, and he walks away.
Everything's good.
And the other officer is like, are there sure there's no laws being broken? He's like, no. So that was just a public extortion scene right in the middle of public police officer just saying, just pay the guy. You stole something, but just
Good
pay
Florida
him,
cops.
Pay him off. And I mean, granted, he only paid $5 for the entire basket of junk, not just the lamp itself, and he got $100 back for it. So I guess technically he got much more than what it was worth. Well, not really, because the lamp is worth a lot, but he doesn't know about the genie. So as far as he was concerned, he made, a lot of money over that purchase. But so I thought that was an interesting scene where it was just like flat out like, oh, there's extortion and just move on, just like any other scene in the movie. Just move on from that. We're not going to explain it or go into any depth. We're just going to go on. Like the human trafficking scene, I think should have gotten a lot more follow up. Like if you're going to have a scene in the movie where the kid gets kidnapped and gets sent to this like ratty looking house. That's the other thing. The house looked like some house that would be like a front for that. Like a midway point to then get trafficked somewhere else type of thing. And that woman who was really mean, who apparently, like you said, sleeps on a bed where the sheets are already on. How'd you describe it?
She sleeps on top of the sheets.
Yeah.
In her like, I don't know, school uniform looking outfit that she had on, where like a skirt and whatever, I don't know, but it just like a jumper or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how can that be comfortable?
It's not. She's not comfortable. She was a very mean lady.
Yes. Best performance in the movie.
I mean, hers and the kid that was really. I'm really scared, Al.
I'm scared. Al, help me.
Al's like, we'll be all right. Okay, but he said that fine line directly after saying that someone got sent to like Australia or something like that. No, that was somewhere else. No, he said that sometimes they take kids and then they don't come back. He's like, I'm scared, Al. Like, yep.
I'm scared, Al.
So there was that scene, and then of course the genie turns them into pigs, which I guess is somewhat okay, but there's no justice. I mean, because they can return to human form at some point, I guess. I don't know. And then they didn't really get into much detail about how that works though in this movie. So cause there was too many plots to go through, too many scenes. So then the police chief or mayor, I don't remember who he is. There's this big.
Yeah, they never really explained.
They don't know who he is. He's just someone who's higher up in the Miami politics, I guess, and he's like obsessed with, like, I guess the Soviet Union or whatever, because he was talking about how a robot has just been invented by the enemy, and he's
whoever that is.
I'm thinking, and then later on, because remember when? So then he wants the genie to do something with missiles pointing at the Soviet Union or something like that. It's like, this guy's like the mayor of Miami. Like, he has no authority to do anything of like military, like the federal level.
Maybe he's the president of the United States and we didn't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
He just lives in
sure.
Miami.
Yeah. Well, President Trump does have his base in Mar-a-Lago, which is not too far from there.
Anyway, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's that like plot hole where he wonders if the genie is special because he heard that the enemy built a robot, and because of that, he automatically assumes that the genie is someone special before he even knows all the stuff near the end of the movie. But so even then, he's like, "Oh, the genie must be something that I think is powerful," and then it turns out he is. Oh, so then now he's like, "Well, I need to harness this power for myself so I can do something with missiles with the Soviet Union." I don't remember. We didn't even watch. I think we weren't paying attention during that scene, but I don't know, Mike. It just,
Yeah. Do you want to listen to some reviews?
oh yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you done with your little observations, or do you have any more that you wanted to add first?
Oh, just the whole thing. Well, when he drinks a huge bowl of beer, the genie drives home drunk. I liked your comment about the low rate Negan 1 and 2 with the baseball bats that trash the house.
Who turn into they get turned into cockroaches, and later the other thugs step on them.
Yeah, like later on.
So there's
in the movie,
murder in this movie.
Yeah, the two guys got trampled upon.
There's murder in this, I think, PG rated movie.
Yeah, about Aladdin.
Yes.
Or Aladdin.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some reviews here. Most of them are pretty bad, actually.
Oh, come on.
Okay. So there's 7 out of 10 is one of the higher ones. It's from Gridoon is the person who wrote this review back in 2004. It says corny, episodic, but likable. There is only one way to get through this quote-unquote Aladdin. You must have a high tolerance for corniness. 1 minute the genie says that he doesn't know what these boxes, meaning the cars, are. The next he delivers exactly the kind of car the kid, his master, wants. There isn't really a story. It's just a series of unrelated episodes. Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty much it.
And the culture shock factor. The genie wakes up 200 years after his time. Goes almost completely. That almost goes completely unexplored. But the movie has an essential good-heartedness that makes it likable. It's also nice to hear Bud Spencer's original voice for a change. I guess he was dubbed in a lot of movies. Italian accent and all. Yeah. So, this is another 7 out of 10 here from OTTOSZ. Okay, I'm having too much fun saying this person's name. It's just stupid and funny. I saw this yesterday on TV. Wow, they actually showed it. This is back in 2004 as well.
Wow.
It's not your usual Aladdin, but more of a Bud Spencer, sans Terrence Hill flick, really. It plays like a B movie with some awkward acting, specifically from the villains. There's even some really politically incorrect stuff for the kids. Bud is as cool as ever. The boy is okay. And that drunk grandpa manages to be annoying and funny at the same time. Yeah, I would say that, yeah. I had fun watching this, but then again, I really like Bud and Terrence stuff. You can expect a lot of staged fights, clumsy acting, weird going on, and lots of continuity and logic errors. But who cares?
Exactly. They didn't care.
Yeah.
When they edited this.
There's another 7 out of 10 from EMM. Okay. This is from 1998. This is an older review.
Wow.
It says, fun for the entire family. No way. But if you look at this film the other way around, the 1986 update is interestingly strange and hilarious enough to deserve a good viewing. Although parents may get peeved over the occasional crude content to show their children, I reckon they'll still giggle over it anyway. Who cares if it isn't Disney? Of the thousands of Aladdins in the world today, this one is the most unusual version around.
There's thousands? I want to watch these other ones, too.
There are a few other ones I've come across.
I want to watch them.
There's one that I will not watch.
What? Which
I
one?
started to I watched a review online of it, and I can't remember the name of the company, but it is so bad. Like, all of the dialogue is like that kid in the and it's an animated, but it's really crudely, badly, like it looks like a fourth grader drew it.
I mean, it's worse than the one we saw last week.
Oh yeah, it's 10 times
Wow.
worse. The one we saw the other day is like Academy Award worthy compared to, yeah, this one that we just watched now is like Citizen Kane compared to that one. Okay. This one I just like the topic of it. This is a it doesn't really have a star rating on it, but it says G-rated acid trip.
Yeah.
This is from Dasrick. Maybe it's Dasrick.
Wow.
Hey everybody, who is that?
Boom.
Dasrick. Anyways, it's like, is the Ziploc bag guy playing the genie? I don't know. He must have been a Ziploc bag guy at some point. Anyway, the whole movie is like an LSD trip where bizarre stuff just happens to this really geeky kid. And he has this fat genie to help him out.
Fat? You thought fat?
All this, of course, amid truly horrible acting, special effects, and dialogue. It's so bad, though, it's funny. So buy it if you see it at a bargain basement bin. It'll only set you back $1 anyway. Yeah.
Or watch it for free on YouTube.
Yes. That's what I say. Yeah, I think that's good enough here with the reviews that I found here. The rest of them are just kind of this one I did find I'm not going to give this one I find interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just because this guy or girl, PK Zwiz, or I don't know, anyways, gives it a 4 out of 10, but then the headline is the best version of Aladdin out there. I just found that interesting, and it says it's nice and everything, and it says, I'm just going to read the last paragraph they wrote, and it said, great film and a must-see for, I'm gonna mention again though really quick before I get to the end here. They gave it a 4 out of 10 at the top. Okay. Great film and a must-see for Spencer fans and anyone wanting to see Aladdin but not wanting to watch Disney junk with annoying Robin Williams should see this one. 5 out of 10 stars. But I'm gonna mention again. At the top it says 4 out of 10 stars. At the bottom it says 5 out of 10 stars. Which is it? Anyways, and they're calling Robin Williams annoying.
I like how this movie is preferable to Robin Williams. Like, wow.
Yes.
Like, Bud Spencer's sense of humor was way better than Robin Williams.
Academy Award-winning Robin Williams, you know.
Some people just don't know what's good. Mm-hmm. That's what it really comes down to. Like, the people who thought The Tooth Fairy 2 was, like, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and they weren't
But it was, Matt.
They weren't even joking about it. What happened? Oh.
Now, who would you say is a better actor, Larry the Cable Guy or Bud Spencer?
Bud Spencer.
Yes, I will agree with you.
He seems nicer, too, so.
Yes.
I like some of the lines I wrote down here that he says. Okay, so, like, the genie decides that he's gonna, like, at the very end of the movie, or not very end, but near, he's gonna lay on some, like, political manifesto to the mob boss and stuff right before they get into a big fight. He's like, I got 3 things to say. Number 1, I don't like how you treat women. It's like, okay, it's it's kind of, it's a nice point, but it's like context. It's got nothing to do with the movie, but whatever. And then he's like, you have baby faces. You all have baby faces. Like, that's his big fighting line. I don't know. And then, so they get into this huge fight. Mind you, this is at nighttime where he's lost his powers. And then Aladdin begs him to help anyway, even though he doesn't have his powers. He goes, okay, let's just give it a go. So I'm like, okay.
Let's just forget the whole plot of the movie.
So does that mean that he doesn't have his powers, or he just refuses to do anything that night?
Maybe it's a choice.
Maybe he just decides, hey, I'm not going to do anything. No, it turns out that he didn't actually have his powers. He just beat him up with his own strength, basically.
Yeah.
So he beat up the whole gang. And then they have to have the cheesy Hall of Mirrors trick where the guy doesn't know which one's his. So then he shoots 2 mirrors and it's not him. And then he walks up to the real guy and he's got to point his gun at him. And then the genie just like hits him in the face. And then that's it. It's like, okay. And then like, he could have shot him like point blank range in the head and just killed him. But whatever. And then that's when the whole thing happened where they got arrested. And then they started doing the weird testing on Genie where they found out that he likes chloroform. Makes him happy.
But Coca-Cola puts him out.
Yeah, it knocks him. Yeah. And oh yeah, so at the end, very very end, after Aladdin wishes for him to be human, that same 80s dance pop tune that's been played throughout the whole fucking movie since the very beginning of the movie is being played again, and this time it's the genie playing the piano. So the genie now is somehow
and then there's a band behind him in silhouette that I don't hear any of the musical instruments that they're playing actually in the soundtrack.
It's just there, but
yeah, but they're still playing.
Yeah, and he's playing the piano.
There's no horns in it, but I hear horns. But there's a horn player in the background.
It's probably just a stupid dance tune that they played in the back. It's not that bad of a song, but it's in the context of an Aladdin movie. I mean, it's worse than the last one we saw when they were playing that like classical music song. When Aladdin and it wasn't Jasmine. What's her name? I forgot her name.
In that one it was Layla or something.
Layla get married. They're playing like this dun 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 dun. I'm like, that's not something that you would necessarily hear in Persia at that time. And maybe, but not. I don't know, not really. And then it's just, why don't you play like some Persian music? Oh, I know why they didn't play Persian music, because this was all from public domain crap, and back then they probably didn't have a lot of Persian music for public. Now you probably can get anything you want. Yeah. Back then, like, you
didn't have as large of a
so now we
database on the internet.
Play Western classical music in a story about a Persian kid who got a genie. Okay, I guess I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's my spiel.
Yeah. So, would you recommend anybody watching this movie
together with someone else for fun, as a joke? Yes. Not by yourself.
So not sadly alone in your...
It wouldn't be as funny, I don't think. I love these like coughings that keep going like...
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm good. So,
yeah.
But yeah, just like with a friend, someone that you can make fun of it with. Like a Mystery Science 3000 type deal. But not by yourself. I don't think it would be as fun.
No, it
would be sad probably if you're just watching it by yourself.
Yeah. It's a sad movie.
It's very sad.
And I'm gonna cry. But you know what?
What?
I think we're gonna watch some more Aladdin movies. Just for the hell of it.
We're gonna watch them all. We're gonna even the shitty ones. Really bad.
I mean, coming out soon, we have the Will Smith live action Guy Ritchie directed Aladdin movie, and you got to see all of these before that comes out. It's required.
You got to get the context.
Yeah, before you watch that one, make sure you know the history of Aladdin. Watch every production you can. I even watched the stage production from like Walt Disney or like Disneyland or something like that they used to do. I watched a YouTube video I found of that like last week. Anyways, so yeah, just go out there, folks. Watch as much Aladdin as you can, and we'll be back sometime soon with some more, I don't know, fun, if you want to call it that.
If for a matter of speaking, yeah.
Matter, yes.
Ooh, matter. I like that.
Anyways, and matter of fact, that's all we got now. And
matter of fact. Sorry.
And don't be afraid. Everybody out there, make sure you follow us on. I know I'm jumping around here, but don't be afraid to follow us on the internet.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to check everything out. Don't be afraid to follow Aladdin. If you find a lamp and you rub it, you're probably not going to find a genie.
No.
But just keep rubbing that lamp. Keep rubbing that lamp.
It might happen.
Keep rubbing that lamp. I got to go to sleep.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Guess.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.